What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu, and today I'm going to come at y'all with an interesting story. So this started out as just like kind of like a my bad, I had my phone in my hand. This John started out as kind of just like a video about which you obviously saw in the title and the thumbnail, which is the $15 minimum wage passing in Delaware, which is my state. But I thought I would incorporate this video as well that I came across from Joe Biden. So first, let me start off with the $15 minimum wage in Delaware. So yeah, so as you see here, Jessica Rain, so if you guys don't know her, she ran against Chris Coons the last election cycle for the Senate. She lost, and that was actually, she's the first and last Democrat I ever voted for. So yeah, because I'm not voting Democrat again. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't know if I'm ever voting again. I'm gonna be honest with you, but that's a video for another time. I might do it for a streams of thought on Instagram or something like that. But yeah, so she tweeted this out: $15 minimum wage just passed the House and goes to the governor to be signed into law. So that's that's a good thing that's happened. The Delaware Working Families Party were big advocates for that. So please don't, if any of y'all are watching, don't take this as me shitting on any of your work, because you guys do amazing work. I actually was looking into how to get involved because I want to get involved more politically, stop just talking and actually get involved with things. But I need to get some other things straight in my life before I do that. But that being said, Delaware Working Families Party and all of the other people who were advocating for this policy to pass in Delaware, guys, did amazing work. Do not take this in any way, shape, or form as me shitting on your work. But I retweeted it because I thought it was a good thing. But then when I sat and thought about it after getting this retweet from In Our Words, this person said, big deal, 15 per hour is a slap in the face. America's a failed state. So my position on that is he's right and he's wrong. It's in between. Actually, I don't think he's wrong at all. I think it's kind of in between. So $15 per hour is close to a living wage here in Delaware. I even did the math on some of it. I can actually, let me pull that Johnski up, pull that chart up I had. And I was talking to my homie about this and even some of the figures, and he leans more conservative when it comes to the economic policy, and he disagreed with some of these numbers. But I just thought it was fascinating to pull it up as a reference. So this is for Delaware. I'm talking, and this is my home state. This is from livingwage.mit.edu, and this is for Delaware, Newcastle County, Delaware. And the living wage, I'm a single, so I just went by it for me. I'm a single adult, I don't have no kids. Thank God I don't have no kids. And the living wage here would be $15.91, per hour. Now, I will say, I don't know if that's true, because especially like a lot of housing in Delaware is very expensive. Like rent is very expensive in Delaware for the most part. I live at home, I'm thankful to be able to, to stay with my family and pay rent here and everything at a cheaper price. But yeah, but $15, on, according to this study, which again, I'm saying, I don't, I'm not going to sit here and say this is the gospel when it comes to a living wage in Delaware. Because if I were to talk to some of my homies or, some random people, they would probably say the opposite. Like my homie, he has a girl and he has a kid on the way, and he did the 2 adults. He was like, fuck out of here with that. Was with a lot of these, I forgot which one it was. I think it was the 2 adults, 1 child, 1843. Yeah, I think that's what he was talking about. So but so $15 in Delaware necessarily wouldn't be a slap in the face. However, I think that when you're talking about passing a minimum wage, I've actually changed my opinion on that. Like, obviously I'll fight for the $15 minimum wage, but why can't we just do like a living wage policy where like, it kind of mandates states to, form like some form of kind of like a Medicare for All board, where they have like a board basically, do assessments to dictate the prices of like prescription drugs and shit like that. I forget what the boards are called in like these like European countries and shit like that. But why can't we apply that to the labor market, to where like we have boards and everything like that comes together and goes around in modern times, not fucking statistics from like 15 or even 10 years ago, in some cases 5. Like now, like do like a yearly review where they go around, because like, yeah, it doesn't take too much to do this would actually create jobs for people, but have people go around in these different states and tally up, you know, the price of living, the price of food, things like that. Like we do it for the private sector, like a lot of these magazines and shit like that, and these institutes, college institutes, and these research facilities do it. Why can't the fucking government do it? Which they could, if they were to put actual resources behind it, could do it better than the private institutions. Again, you know, I'm not always in favor of bigger government. I'm not always the person saying that, you know, government does it best. But in some cases where the government, if the government were actually to put their all and put their all into it for, you know, the people and actually care about the people, the government can do most things better than the private sector. Like that's been proven in my opinion, and multiple other areas, you know, but yeah, but you know, tally up what, you know, what a living wage is for each state, you know, state by state, and even in some case, maybe even county by county. I don't know. Let the states dictate whether they want to do it, you know, for a statewide or do a county, you know, county by county, whatever it is. But yeah, and do it that way and put together a living wage commission or something like that. Like I feel like everybody, I feel like the minimum wage is just like another tool they're using to divide between party lines of left and right. Like I got into a debate with my uncle about this shit and my mom about it, because it's like they kind of fall into like the, you know, the liberally category, and the you know, like conservative groups and everything, where like they basically think most Americans are lazy, which is fucking bullshit. You know, I'm a worker myself, and I could tell you, like, and I'm currently like, you know, between work, but American workers bust their ass. Like when I was going to work, I would bust my ass, and most of the people I worked with at all of my jobs busted their ass. And it's like there's no such thing as lazy people. So which then transitions me, so just to close out this part of the video, you know, I kind of feel where Jessica Rain is coming from. She's not somebody that I actually like hate or anything like that, like, or have vitriol for. Like I don't even hate AOC. I don't hate Ilhan Omar. I just have extreme vitriol to them because they're lying and they're corrupt about what they're doing. But Jessica Rain, you know, this isn't a video trying to come at her, or like I said, the Delaware Working Families Party, but like I can see where In Our Words is coming from, because I think that it should be a living wage policy that takes it state to state. You feel me? So, but I wanted to transition to this video that I saw today, which is basically, I don't know if Joe Biden's Alzheimer's was acting up, like, but he's actually advocating for workers in this video. And no, I hate Joe Biden with a fucking passion, because Joe Biden's right now trying to do this new fucking crime bill that's going to crack down on black people again. It's like I literally voted for the crime bill 2.0 in this motherfucker. He just bombed Syria, which I'm going to be covering today as well. Like Joe Biden's a piece of shit, but he's 100% like, look, sometimes you're not going to like facts, you know, like the people facts are coming from, but he's spitting nothing but facts in this video that I'm playing for you right here.
But I really think the public understands, and they're seeing. The proof is in what's happening. It's now projected our economy is going to grow above 7% this year. Projections from Wall Street to the Fed is going to continue to grow. We're going to increase more, and guess what? Remember, you were asking me, and I'm not being critical of y'all, I really mean this. It was legitimate questions you're asking me. Asking me, well, you know, guess what? Employers can't find workers. I said, yeah, pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip now. What's happening? They're going to have to compete and start paying hardworking people a decent wage.
So yeah, as you see there, like Joe Biden, like that's nothing but facts. But the part that I extremely focus on is that, you know, the bargaining chip, you know, the bargaining power is now in the hands of the masses. In a sense, it's kind of like the masses have like unionized, I guess. Not really, because it's not like a coordinated effort. It's because of COVID, you know, obviously. But like now workers have the bargaining position to where, you know, employers now need to, barter with them about what kind of wages they want. And that's like not a bad thing. Like, why is it that we're so conditioned in America to view everything from the perspective of the owner class? Like, whenever like poor workers are doing bad, it's always like, oh, something happened to them in their lives, they're lazy, this, that, and the third, like just disparaging Americans. But then like when it's like some business owner shit like that, like, something bad happens to them, like we're supposed to weep crocodile tears over them. And it's like, look, I'm not saying that I hate, small business and shit like that. What I'm saying is, like, I'm more pro worker than pro owner class. I don't care like what scale you're on. I'm always going to be pro worker because I'm a fucking worker. Like, and most people in America are fucking workers. Like, and it kind of annoys me when I hear like workers talking this like fucking nonsense, like this, this Reaganomics nonsense bullshit. Honestly, for real, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I get passionate about this because, like I said, I'm a worker, and it's like when I hear this shit, like, I've worked a whole bunch of jobs, like, because so I know, you feel me? Like I know what, workers go through. I'm more blessed because I have family that will help me when I'm, down or when I'm struggling or shit like that. Where like, what is the person who doesn't have parents? Their parents passed away or whatever it is, or don't give a shit about them. What the fuck are they supposed to do? And it's like, with COVID happening and everything, it's offering people the chance to reevaluate their lives and make a decision on what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Why should people like work shitty jobs that they don't want to work for shitty pay, barely survive for the rest of their fucking lives? Like, it's ridiculous. And you talk about, oh, well, they should go get new skills, this, that, and the third. That's actually what people are fucking doing. That's what people are doing. So like that Stockton UBI study, Stockton, California, where like literally there were people that went out and got better fucking jobs because they were able to sit, and think about what they wanted to do and what they liked and actually go after that instead of having to work like 40 hours a fucking week and then try to make it happen. That's like ridiculous. It's not going to work. And then imagine if they have fucking kids. Like, come on, B. So it's like, this whole notion of like Americans are lazy, this, that, and the third, it's fucking ridiculous. And then Biden was just flat out, he did his whisper thing, but because usually when he does the whisper thing, where he's like, hey, he likes to whisper when he makes points, but it's probably what he like does when he sniffs in people's hair too. But he was like, pay them more. That is 100% facts. Like, there's been story after story of people that have raised their wages and they have gotten more work, more than they need, applications and shit like that. It's not that people are lazy. People don't want to work for less. People don't want to work more for less. And my whole notion is like, and this is going to come off kind of harsh, especially to small business owners. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shit on you, but I'm saying you've been programmed to exploit your fellow worker. You've been programmed to get out of being getting into the owner class yourself and exploiting your fellow worker. Because in my opinion, and libertarians would agree with this as well, if you can't afford to pay your workers, you shouldn't be in fucking business. Just like I feel like a lot of these corporations, when they go belly up, this is kind of on a different note, but when corporations and shit like that and businesses go belly up, no, you don't get a bailout. Like, now I'm for bailouts especially for small businesses, but like if you're going to give a bailout, have stipulations, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the whole point I'm making is if you can't afford to pay your workers to whatever, and especially if they're working 40 hours, not fucking high school kids. And even then you're like, it's even worse that you want to exploit kids that don't know any better. That's even fucking worse. When people are like, oh, these jobs are meant for kids to do this, that, and the third. Dog, when I look at McDonald's workers and shit like that, no, I get pissed when I pull up and there's fucking teenagers there. Cause every time it's teenagers, they always fuck up my order. But when it's somebody older, comes out fast, correct. Ooh, sorry about that. And that's not the shit on teenage workers, because I'm sure there's some teenage workers that are good, young people working in McDonald's that are good. But like my local McDonald's, when it's teenagers there, them niggas is dumb. Real talk. Like my shit always come out fucked up. It's because they're sitting around talking, playing, joking and shit like that, which is fine at work, but make sure your shit is getting done correctly. But that's another conversation too. But like the fact that you're perfectly okay with exploiting kids, to me, is even fucking worse. It's like, well, these jobs are meant for us to exploit kids. So That's literally what you're saying, because the current labor market is built off of exploitation, because that is what capitalism is built off of, exploitation. There are, in my, and I'm not like one of these people that just shits on capitalism as a whole. There are benefits of capitalism, but in my opinion, it has to be dramatically offset by socialism and some communism as well. I know communist, dirty word. People are probably running away from me saying that, but that's what I believe. So here's Joe Biden actually saying, right, he's saying this in the midst of like bombing, Syria illegally again, and fucking trying to write a new crime bill. He's literally doing the crime bill and the Patriot Act at once right now with his domestic terror bill too. So like I said, I want to be covering the Syria bombing today, and I might cover his new crime bill stuff, or his new crime proposal, whatever it's called. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Emphasis on all that. Definitely please show love, y'all. Please show love. I want to let y'all know that I'm gonna be I kind of took a break because I was working on written content and I was burning myself out, man, trying to do videos and do the written stuff as well. But I'm back on my shit. I'm back doing it. I'm almost done my first piece. It's going to be on my homie's website, High Media. And then I have another shorter piece that's coming out as well that's going to be on my Patreon. So look out for that. And guys, guess what? I got some music coming as well. Political music. Yes, I do. My guy, I think his name is Jesse Jet. He inspired me because he did like the TYT diss and everything like that. Then I peeped, he had like political music and everything. So I love doing. I recently got back into doing music, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make like political centric music specifically for American Autopsy as well. So I'm going to be posting that on the Patreon and the YouTube channel as well. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming in like the next like couple weeks or so. So definitely look out for all that. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Peace. Be easy.